I want to tell you, hospitality is connected to love. In Romans 12, let love be genuine. Well, how? Well, you don't do things that are evil. You cling to things that are good. Love one another with brotherly affection. If your love is genuine, you're not going to be slothful. You're going to be fervent in spirit. You're going to rejoice in hope. You're going to be patient through the tribulation. But notice at the end of verse 13, you are going to seek to show hospitality. When you seek to show hospitality, you indicate a genuine love. Look at 1 Peter 4. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly. What's one way we express our love to one another earnestly? We show hospitality to one another without grumbling. Hospitality is connected to love. Why is this important? Why is this lesson important? Well, do you ever feel like a stranger in your own church sometimes? You come, but you don't really know people. How do we change that? Well, sometimes it's not just a handshake and a pat on the back when people come in and come out. Sometimes we change it as we break bread together and we get to know people much more closely in one another's homes and in one another's lives. We show hospitality. You ever feel like a stranger in your neighborhood? Like, here I live in this neighborhood, but I don't really know my neighbors. I know a lot of people that feel like that. How do you change that? Have your neighbor over to eat. Have a cookout. Get to know people on a little bit more close level. I feel like in our culture there's this pervasive loneliness that exists with so many people. And we're filling it up with TV and with movies and with music and social media and with our phones. And we are missing out today on some good old-fashioned hospitality. So invite people over. Make plans to be with other people, with other Christians. Involve yourself in other people's lives. In Acts chapter 2, that's exactly what the early church was doing. And did you notice they're very successful? In Acts chapter 2, after people are converted to Christ, it says that they were going from house to house, breaking bread with one another in one another's homes. Notice the church wasn't doing this as an official work. This was an individual work. It was something that people were individually doing with one another. Going from house to house, eating their food with gladness and simplicity of heart, praising God and having favor with all the people. People just learn these are just some good, nice, kind, loving people, and they learn that by simple acts of love and hospitality. You know, as a church, we kind of have to know our strengths and we have to know our weaknesses, right? Some churches just grow because they happen to be in a very growing part of the city. They're in a very popular suburb at the right moment. So they get a lot of visitors and a lot of newcomers that just come as a matter of convenience. When you aren't that church, then church growth has to happen the biblical way. We have to teach people and we have to be hospitable and show love to people. Growth is not going to happen by move-ins as much as by conversions, and conversions take conversations, and conversations happen when we're hospitable to one another and with one another. And so I would encourage you to be intentional and to be persistent when it comes to hospitality, because if we do that, I believe it leads to winning souls. The church grew daily because the church developed a culture like this in Acts chapter 2.